Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. People can stay connected to the IRS through social media and e-news subscriptions. But first, the government keeps saying that the whole wide world has a global warming problem. It sounds like they're calling Mother Earth fat, resulting in hot and cold flashes. And that's not nice. Maybe Earths are just supposed to be wide. That's how they support all the living stuff on them. Honestly, it's as if they spend all day just stomping on Mother Earth's face. IRS Tax Tip 2021-162, November 2nd, 2021. Taxpayers can stay in the know on all things tax related by following the IRS verified social media accounts. There's a link to those accounts here, and subscribing to the agency's e-news services. Here are some details about these valuable information resources. IRS social media platforms. They're on Twitter. IRS has a Twitter account. For taxpayers, there's a link to that. Businesses and tax professionals can follow the IRS handles for up-to-the-minute announcements, tips, and alerts in English and Spanish. There's a link to the Spanish version as well for the Twitter account. I don't follow them on Twitter. I feel like that might be a little bit excessive personally, but I'm not I don't do Twitter too much at any case. So maybe I'm missing out here. So if anybody follows them on Twitter and thinks they're getting some value over and above the news releases, then let me know. Maybe I'll look into it. They have Facebook as well. There's a link to Facebook. News and information for everybody. Also available in Spanish. I don't follow them in Facebook either. But again, I think there's a Facebook news link. So that might be worthwhile. I'd be interested if people follow them and find that useful as well. I got the traditional basically emails and whatnot, and I just checked their website basically. But then they got Instagram. I certainly don't follow them on Instagram, but I don't have really an Instagram account, or maybe I do, but I don't use it too much. So I'm not sure because that's usually pictures, I think, that you take with your phone, as I understood it. So I'm not sure exactly what added resource IRS is providing on Twitter, but on Instagram. But again, if anybody is using that, I'd be interested to know if they're getting added value from it. Maybe it's just like a publicity kind of thing or something. I don't know. So the IRS Instagram account shares taxpayer-friendly information. They've got YouTube. That seems relevant to me. I don't follow them much on YouTube, but I can see why it would be nice if they explain a lot of stuff out on their YouTube channel. I think we do a better job than they do, quite frankly, at doing that kind of thing. But that's nice that they got the YouTube channel. That I could see be useful. The IRS offers 3 video channels. There's got one in English, Multilingual, and American Sign Language. That could be quite useful, so I could see that as being an applicable good resource. LinkedIn, they got their LinkedIn account. So if you want to look at their resume, the IRS resume or anything, the IRS shares key agency communications and job opportunities. That could be useful if you're looking for job opportunities. I could see why that would be an applicable resource. So the agency continues to increase multilingual outreach to social media. For example, IRS has created individual Twitter moments in 6 languages, highlighting key messages in Spanish, Vietnamese, Russian, Korean, Haitian, Creole, and simplified Chinese. There's a link to those languages here. The IRS also has a free mobile app, which is at the IRS To Go. That could probably be useful. I bet a lot of people might find that useful. I don't use that either, but that's just me because I'm probably not up to date on that one. But they got the IRS To Go app, which might be a useful feature too, where taxpayers can check their refund status, pay taxes, find free tax tips, watch IRS YouTube videos, and get daily tax tips. So you could just do all this. You could pay your taxes while you're driving to work, or not when you're driving, but like in between driving or something like that. So the IRS To Go app is available from Google Play Store for Android devices and from the Apple App Store for Apple devices. It is available in both English and Spanish. Taxpayers should not reply to the IRS direct message on social media asking for personal or financial information. These are common scams that try to lure taxpayers on social media platforms or with unsolicited emails, texts, or calls. So even though the IRS does have a Twitter account and apparently an Instagram account, which I still don't see exactly maybe I'll check it out, but they're not going to typically, in a Facebook account, they're not typically going to face message you or anything like that about your taxes, because that's not usually what they do, even though they're on those sites and whatnot. So in any case, get automatic updates by email. The IRS e-news subscription service issues tax information by email for many different audiences. That's what I do. I get the email news, the newsletter. Just give me the newsletter and I'll check that out. So it provides tips, tools, and helpful materials of interest to taxpayers and organizations. The IRS offers subscription services tailored to tax-exempt and government entities, small and large businesses, as well as individuals. These services is easy to use. Anyone can sign up by visiting IRS e-news subscriptions. So I have that. I signed up basically for all of them, which I probably should not have because I'm a little bit overwhelmed with emails doing that, and I don't need all of them. But I check them out. I even get messages in Spanish. I didn't know I signed up for that, but I tried to read them in Spanish sometimes. Doesn't work too well, but I try. IRS e-news options includes Irs Outreach Connection. This subscription delivers up-to-date materials for tax professionals and partners groups inside and outside the tax community. The material for Outreach Connection, there's a link to that here, is specially designed so subscribers can share the material with their clients or members through email, social media, internal newsletter emails, or external websites. So that could be nice because if you're trying to keep in contact with your clients and give them some material from time to time, and the IRS customizes that material for you so that you can just basically pick that stuff up. New law changes and whatnot. The IRS is sending out another $1 billion or whatever they're doing, whatever they're up to over there at the IRS. You could just get their newsletter maybe and send that out and get the communication to your clients. I'm not saying the IRS is actually sending out another $1 billion. I'm just an example. The next big thing the IRS does, if they just give you the preset newsletter you can send out, that would be nice. IRS tax tips. This brief, concise tips in plain English cover a wide range of topics of general interest to taxpayers. They include the latest on tax scams, tax reform, tax deductions, filing extensions, and amending returns. IRS tax tips generally come out each weekday. So they come out, maybe each weekday, pretty close. This is, I believe, a tax tip right here, right now, what we're doing right here, right now. So you could sign up to those. IRS Newswire. Subscribers to IRS Newswire, there's a link to that here, receive news releases the day they are issued. These cover a wide range of tax administration issues ranging from breaking news to details related to legal guidance. IRS News in Spanish. Notices del IRS in Español. Readers get IRS news releases, tax tips, and updates in Spanish as they are released. Subscribe to Noticias del IRS in Español. There's a link to Esta Cosa Ahora aquí, and this right there. And there'll be a link to this. So e-news for tax professionals includes a weekly roundup of news releases and legal guidance specifically designed for the tax professionals community. Subscribing to e-news for tax professionals, there's a link to that here, gets Tax Pros a weekly summary typically delivered on Friday afternoons. So there's links to all this wonderful resources for reading, your reading pleasure, and there'll be a link to this in the description.